We have an important special recognition this evening, which is the first item on our agenda. And we have a special guest here this evening to help introduce this item, and that is the president of the Michigan Association of School Administrators, Chris Wigent. Chris oversees the organization that conducts the nomination and selection process for Superintendent of the Year every year. And Chris is here to share with us a very special announcement. Chris.
Great. Thank you very much, President Stead, and good evening to the Ann Arbor Public Schools Board of Education, the Ann Arbor staff, and also the community. And I apologize that my back is to you, but I guess that's how it will have to be. So as President Stead mentioned, my name is Chris Wigent. I'm the Executive Director of the Michigan Association of School Administrators, which is the Superintendent's Association for the state of Michigan. Every year, many superintendents from around the state are nominated by those in their district for the Superintendent of the Year award. Those who are nominated are considered to have shown tremendous effort and dedication to enriching the lives of children and the community as a whole. The Superintendent of the Year Selection Committee then meets to consider all of these nominations. This committee includes representatives from various education stakeholders, including superintendents, principals, teachers, and representatives from the State Board of Education, the Michigan Parent-Teacher Association, and local school boards. This group spends a lot of time discussing, debating, and deciding on who should receive this prestigious award. That is until this year. This year was a bit different, and the decision was reached in record time. You see, it was easy for them, easy for me, and easy for all of you to know that this year, the 2018 Superintendent of the Year Award should be given to Dr. Jeanice Swift. It was clear from her nomination for this honor that Dr. Swift is a tireless advocate for the Ann Arbor Public Schools, as well as for public education in our state and throughout the nation. Now, I have learned a lot about Dr. Swift from her application, from what people say about her, and also from what I have personally observed. For example, I know that she is always very visible and that she is everywhere in this district. She is definitely out and about in the community, working hard to develop relationships that will be a benefit to all of the students in the school district. I know that Jeanice has demonstrated exceptional leadership to Ann Arbor Public Schools since her arrival in 2013. I know that in a relatively short period of time, quality programs have been added here, including a K-12 International Baccalaureate program, only the second of its kind in the state. I also know that not only has there been increased engagement with staff, parents, local businesses, and community organizations, but more importantly, that the academic performance of students in Ann Arbor schools has increased. And of course, that is the most important increase of all. We all know that it is clear that Dr. Swift is not a person who shies away from challenges, and that her leadership is paying off for Ann Arbor Public Schools, and most importantly, the students who attend school in this district. As an aside, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Jeanice is also, and maybe most importantly, just a really nice person. Former newscaster Tom Brokaw once said, "It is easy to make a living, but much more difficult to make a difference." Dr. Jeanice Swift has definitely made a difference, a significant difference in the lives and the future of so many students and families in Ann Arbor, and it is with extreme pleasure and proudness that I present the 2018 Superintendent of the Year Award to her this evening. Jeanice, I'm going to come up on stage and provide you with this award.
So I'll keep my remarks brief, but I wanted to let the public know that in our reception, our representatives from Lansing had come. Adam Zemke was on his way, didn't quite make it, but his assistant made it. But Representative Lisinski was here, Representative Robbie were here, and they presented Dr. Swift with a resolution that bears their signatures, as well as Senator Rebecca Warren, Lieutenant Governor Calley, and Governor Snyder's signatures. And this is really acknowledging Dr. Swift for being Superintendent of the Year, and it talks about some of the great things and characteristics that she has. And I'll just share briefly with the public here that this award is about acknowledging leadership and how important leadership is. When Dr. Swift came to us, it was the fall of 2013, and those of you that were with us, either as students or as parents and families among us, knew that was a very difficult time in our district. We had gone through years of cuts. We had lost a couple hundred students that fall, and that meant more cuts. And it was just a hard, challenging time for anybody, and for all of us that were there. Going through that together, it was a challenging time, and someone truly unique with real leadership skills was the only person that could turn things around. So if you're looking for a real life example of one of those legendary leaders, we have one among us right now, and her story is one of not just turning a district around and giving people hope and inspiration in a year. Some leaders are really good at that in a short period of time, and there's many examples of that. You'll hear about those in big companies. You'll hear about that across industries. And that was Dr. Swift in her second year, and we thought long and hard, maybe we should nominate her. Everyone loves her here. It would be easy. What's harder, though, is what she's actually done. And that is that she's stayed, and she's gotten to some of the systemic work that needed to be done. As Vice President Basquette says, this is her 6th superintendent. I've been here almost 8 years. It's my 5th. It's hard to do that work in 2 years. It doesn't happen in 2 years. Dr. Swift is starting her 5th year with us, and this is an earned Superintendent of the Year award. We think she actually has a very good chance of earning the National Superintendent of the Year award because we're in Michigan, because it is a hostile environment for public education, because Ann Arbor Public Schools has persevered and done well and thrived under her leadership. We had the caliber of community and students and teachers that were capable of winning awards, but we weren't winning awards until Dr. Swift was here. And since she's been here, 4 of our elementary schools have won the National Blue Ribbon Award. Just yesterday, Dr. Swift was in DC winning a national award, collecting that award with the leadership team from Allen Elementary, our 4th elementary school of our 21 elementary schools. This is a Title I school that won the National Blue Ribbon Award. Those things weren't happening before she was here. And it's an example of growing leadership from within and giving people across our system and across our district hope and showing them what it takes to win awards. Last year, one of our middle schools won a Schools to Watch National Award. Ann Arbor is very well represented with Dr. Swift at the helm at a national level. And more importantly, we have a better story to tell about all of our students. And I think the other thing you're hearing tonight, and even at our last board meeting, is we all embrace the more work we have to do. That's unique too, that we acknowledge that, we want to do that work, we want to be able to tell the story someday soon that all of our children are well. And so this is really an award that acknowledges leadership, that says how important leadership is. Leadership does matter, and we're just so very proud to have you as our superintendent, Dr. Swift.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, trustees of the board and members of the community, I just want to thank you all for being here today. We had a wonderful turnout at the reception a little bit earlier, and thank you, Chris Wigent and the Michigan Association of School Administrators for this tremendous honor. I so appreciate the trustees of the board for their gracious nomination for this award. And I have tremendous gratitude to my team. My immediate team is right down here on the floor, still working hard after a long day, and for our Ann Arbor team, our Ann Arbor Public Schools teachers, our building leaders, and staff. In this work, we know our success is never a solo act. It's always a team effort. I really do believe that we all benefit in this community from serving on the extraordinary Ann Arbor Public Schools team. Thanks to our many students, parents, and community members. We have quite a lot of students here with us this evening, and they are the heart and soul of the work that we do every day, and we appreciate when we get to see you and when we get to see you perform and do well as you move through your experience in Ann Arbor. From the very beginning of our work together, from that very first fall of Listen and Learn meetings, it has always been our hope and our intention to be in conversation, to be in relationship, to be in partnership, and to discover together what opportunities and supports we can work together to create for all of our children, for our staff, and for our Ann Arbor community. And all of the progress we've made is a testament to what can be accomplished when we work, and we use this term in the Ann Arbor Public Schools, when we work A together. And A together really has been our theme as we've moved through leveraging our opportunities, attacking and meeting our challenges. We always bring, as a team, our deepest level of commitment and determination, our best thinking, and always the teamwork. I really do appreciate the leadership and courageous decision-making of the trustees of the board, because many of you know that they've made decisions that were always focused on the child. And even when those decisions were very difficult ones, they made the right decisions for children, and that's what's enabled me to be able to do the work and to work with our great team. I just wanted to share one piece, and then I know we have a full agenda this evening. We know that communities are known by how well they care for their children. And so as we reflect on our work, we're always asking that fundamental question. My team knows it well, and that question is, how are the children? Many of you have heard me refer to the Kenyan tradition. It is said that the traditional greeting of the Maasai warriors in Africa was a simple one. And how are the children? This is reportedly still the traditional greeting of the Maasai, acknowledging the high value placed in the community on the well-being of children. Even warriors with no children of their own would always give the traditional answer: all the children are well. This meant that peace and safety prevail, the priorities of protecting the young and the powerless are in place, that the Maasai people had not forgotten their reason for being, their proper function, and their responsibilities. All the children are well means life is good. It means the daily struggles of existence, even among the most disadvantaged, include the proper care of the young and the defenseless. And so we are always focused with one point on our children and how they're doing. We're always inspired by individuals, teams, and organizations who respond to that question, how are the children, with clarity, with commitment, and with resolve. And this is certainly true in Ann Arbor. And trustees, it's why, as Trustee Basquette said, that match is symbiotic. Because when you match passion and commitment and a willingness to serve in our community, you can make progress on even the most pervasive of challenges. So we're excited to continue the work on the Ann Arbor Public Schools team. As several trustees have mentioned tonight, we have our challenges ahead of us, particularly in areas where student achievement has not yet moved in the way that we want to see it move, so the disparities across student groups are dramatically reduced and eliminated. We know that we have a great deal more work to do, but I want to share with the community tonight, we lean into that work. We're excited about the next chapter of work here in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. I think it's rather serendipitous that we'll be talking about Listen and Learn 2.0 this evening, a community conversation coming up over 2018. We're excited to undertake a conversation in our community as we consider and continue to reflect on that question that we ask, how are the children? And we'll continue to demand better responses to that question from ourselves, from each other, and from all that are in positions of authority. Coming off of Election Day yesterday, it's just a great time to think about the responsibilities that we hold in our community. We're working alongside folks who are among the finest that I've ever known, those seated both on the stage and those seated here on the floor. It is my great honor to serve the Ann Arbor Public Schools, and I thank you all for your gracious and unyielding support. Thank you so very much, and thank you for your patience. I know we have a board meeting to conduct, so thank you all very much.